Bali is one of those places where the visible world and, well, the unseen world, they just feel incredibly close. You see temples everywhere, these beautiful offerings on the sidewalks. But amongst all that, there's this one symbol that's, well, it's pretty unusual and incredibly powerful.
I mean, really, why is there a giant baby guarding a Balinese intersection? It's the kind of question that just stops you in your tracks, right? You're in the middle of all this traffic, and you see that, and you just have to ask, what is going on here? So yeah, let's break it down. So try to picture it. You've got the usual chaos of traffic, motorcycles weaving in and out, cars everywhere, just life moving at full speed. And then, bam, right in the middle of it all, there's this huge, almost thoughtful-looking baby statue. It's just sitting there, totally calm and powerful. And that contrast, that's not an accident. That's actually the whole point.
Okay, so to really get why this baby statue exists, we've got to talk about where it is. Because this isn't just some random crossroads. Nope. This spot has a really long and frankly kind of troubled spiritual history.
This gets right to the heart of a core Balinese belief, which is that some places just have energy, a powerful vibe. And that energy can be really good, really harmonious, or it can be chaotic. And for a long, long time, this particular intersection was definitely considered spiritually unstable.
And look, this wasn't just a vague feeling people had. We're talking about real-world problems. Local stories say the area was just plagued by weird stuff. Frequent, totally unexplained accidents, a kind of spiritual disturbance you could just feel. The community knew they had to do something to bring back the balance.
So, what was their solution? Well, it wasn't putting up a new stoplight or building a roundabout. No, their answer was something so uniquely Balinese. They decided to create a powerful symbol, one specifically designed to calm and harmonize all that chaotic energy.
And they chose the form of a baby. So why a baby? Well, think about it. A baby is the ultimate symbol of new life, right? Of purity, a clean slate, with no past mistakes. It was basically a way of declaring a fresh start for this super sensitive spot.
But it goes even deeper than that. This idea is plugged right into the core of Balinese Hindu philosophy. In this worldview, life isn't a straight line. It's a continuous cycle. Death isn't the end. Not at all. It's just a transformation, a doorway to a new beginning.
And that's why the baby is the perfect symbol for this. It represents a soul coming back into the world. It's a fresh start, sure, but it's a fresh start that still carries its karma, the sum of all its actions from past lives that will shape the new one. So it's this really profound symbol of renewal, especially in a place that was once so chaotic.
There's this quote from one of the sources we looked at that just captures this worldview perfectly. It really shows how this statue isn't just about fixing a weird intersection. It's a constant, very public reminder of this incredibly deep philosophy about life itself.
So really, this is the statue's main job, creating balance. On one hand, you have the seen world, the traffic, the people, the daily grind. But on the other hand, you have the unseen world, the spirits, the powerful energies that are so central to Balinese belief. And this statue, it's like a bridge, standing right in the middle, making sure the two worlds are in harmony.
Now, as you can probably guess, a monument this important doesn't just sit there. Over time, all these amazing myths and local stories have been woven around it, which just makes its place in the community's heart even stronger.
For example, one story goes that the baby actually is the spirit that used to cause all the trouble, and the statue is a way to honor and calm it down. But other people see it more simply, They see it as a guardian, just a calming presence watching over everyone who passes by, keeping them safe from any negative vibes. So what about today? What does the Patung Bayi Sakah mean to people now? Well, its role has kind of evolved, but if anything, its importance has only gotten bigger. It really is a living symbol.
And this is what I think is so cool about it. You don't buy a ticket to see it. It's not hidden away behind some temple wall just for tourists. It's right there, out in the open, totally part of the flow of daily life. It's a constant spiritual landmark for the people who live there. So for the locals, it's a guardian. For visitors, it's this really weird, fascinating landmark that makes you curious. But for anyone who actually takes a minute to learn the story, a simple stop on the side of the road turns into this amazing lesson about the entire Balinese worldview. And that's really the bottom line. The Patung Bayi Sakah represents what makes Bali so Bali. It's this powerful, in-your-face reminder that here, art isn't just something pretty to look at. Spirituality isn't locked away in temples, and the community is the glue that holds it all together.
So, a giant baby at an intersection ends up revealing an entire philosophy of life. And that kind of leaves us with one last question to think about, doesn't it? What's an everyday object around you that might be holding a much deeper story, if you only took a second to ask?